Stand by.
Okay.
Amanya n'eddoboozi nze Ntongo Front.
Christine Nsendi.
Mwanje Steven Kabarana.
Serunya Anes Kaddu.
Eno program bagiyita Film Agenda 256.
Enganze nnyo.
Ssaawa 2 buli Lwakusatu.
Wano teri kuvaawo, beera wano.
Nange kwendi.
Amanya n'eddoboozi nze Ntongo Front.
Christine Nsendi.
Mwanje Steven Kabarana.
Serunya Anes Kaddu.
Eno program bagiyita Film Agenda 256.
Enganze nnyo.
Ssaawa 2 buli Lwakusatu.
Wano teri kuvaawo, beera wano.
Nange kwendi.
Amanya n'eddoboozi nze Ntongo Front.
Christine Nsendi.
Mwanje Steven Kabarana.
Serunya Anes Kaddu.
Eno program.
We are here, Film Agenda 256. My name is Godfrey, right here at the Command Center, UNCC. I am your host tonight for the Film Agenda 256, brought to you by Uganda National Culture Center and then our beautiful, beautiful supporters, the Culture Connect for Africa. Tonight, it's a very beautiful evening. It's a very beautiful midweek. A lot is happening in the creative industry, and one of them is consultative and sensitizational meetings that are taking place at Hilton Hotel in Kamocha about the culture policy review by Honorable Rachel Magola. Big ups to that lady. At least for the past few years, the creatives have gone to the House, to the legislative parliament. We've seen Honorable Rachel Magola come up in a powerful way to look for resources to at least review the culture policy that has been in existence since 1962. So a lot is going on until next week, and then they'll be launching the draft to the public for us to again enjoy. My name is Godfrey. Today I'm hosting Powerful Men. Yes, one, I'll put a clear apology. We have not balanced the agenda. The gender balance is not actually recognized today, but we are very sorry. We are considerate, and it is something that we consider so much. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot happening. We've seen activities like the character film makeup, costume, and hair runway advertised everywhere. It's happening in Serena on the 24th and 25th of May. Brought to you by Enaka Ziva Creatives, and then we'll be having a wonderful show at Badveri Theatre. That is A Sacrifice featuring Maria Nachanza, powerful woman empowering show for all those women that are working class women that actually have stuff to talk about, issues they are facing within their community, because at some point Africans never believed that a woman can go out there, work and empower and support a husband. But this play is coming right for you, so don't miss. 20,000 shillings 50, and a table of 5 people at 500,000 shillings comes with something that you need to enjoy with family. So be there. It's going to be a red carpet experience, glamorous and experience show. Yes, and then we were glad to also mention that Uganda National Culture Center is part of this show and other agencies that are empowering us to be moving forward. For those that are connecting right now, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I have great men in this industry. I have the back of the film industry, that is the CEO, Uganda Federation of Movie Industries, right here in studios. And then on my right, I have the President Screen Actors Guild. So every actor, everyone that wants to join acting, this is your show right here at Film Agenda 256. We bring you affairs concerning the film business. So good evening, good sirs.
Good evening.
Yes,
good evening.
So I will allow you on my left to introduce yourself and welcome your viewers and supporters.
Yeah, thank you. Our host, Mr. Msinguzi. I'm called Omai Robert, Chief Executive Officer of Uganda Federation of Movie Industry, which is commonly known as UFMI. We are here at National Theatre, building level 1, room C. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For watching us.
Yes, Idris Lubega.
Yeah, good evening, the viewers, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? I'm called Lubega Idris, the president of the Screen Actors Guild. I want to thank all those that are already onto the platform that are viewing us. I'm sure that all the actors, the way we advertise, you're there, you're watching, and you're going to share even your ideas when that time comes. Even to those other fans that are out there from Kamocha, Chevando, Mulago, and everywhere, Wandegea, I know those buddies that I've been talking to really kind of listen in. Thank you for joining.
Yes, I also want to do a shout out to our friend Baine Arts, who is doing a great work to really give us good posters that come out. I want to celebrate him for the great work he's doing. Yes, abali eyo mwena abaliko. Right now we have members already connected. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale ddala. Our guests, feel free to use any language because this show is empowered by Connect for Culture Africa. So we are a community of 65 indigenous languages or communities. So feel free, of course, solely Miroyagala. So today we are going to talk about, our main topic is the real business of film. And today we want to address the issues of structures and also the element of association. On my right, I have Mr. Idris Lubega, who is the President Screen Actors Guild. And then on my left, I have Mr. Omai of the CEO, Uganda Federation of Movie Industries. Please tell us about the Federation and also the general perspective of how the Federation sees the whole industry at the moment.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Singzi. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the viewers once again. I want to talk about Uganda Federation of Movie Industry. It is a collective management organization that has been licensed by government to see that it licenses, collects royalties, distribute them to stakeholders, that's the right holders, like producers, actors, and so on. So we are also to protect the copyright of the producers and actors or every stakeholder involved in the movie or film industry. So our role is to act as an umbrella to see that we build, we promote and protect the creations of our stakeholders who are the rights holders in Uganda. And also we extend our service to also territorial, maybe foreigners, we also protect them. So our work here is basically to see that we license, collect royalties, distribute for the welfare and the well-being of the stakeholders in the film industry. Thank you.
You're welcome. Then on my right, Idris, please tell us about the Uganda Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah, thank you very much, moderator. And I want to also thank those who have already, who are watching us. Screen Actors Guild, in every country, there is that association that brings together all the actors to be together, to unite, to have a common voice, to bring together their interest and be in position to voice them out. So the Screen Actors Guild in Uganda, it is bringing all actors together still, bringing their interests, protecting the actors, advocating for them, and lobbying for them at the same time, and making sure that their interests really are met. For example, the actors are supposed to be paid, they're supposed to sign contracts, they're supposed to be with that good welfare. All those are supposed to be protected by the Screen Actors Guild. That's what it does.
All right, nice. Actually, before you go off, I want you to give us some of the things that Screen Actors Guild has worked on, and also what is your plan as far as the campaign of illegal content broadcast that is taking place. You as a Screen Actors Guild, what are you doing about that very campaign?
Thank you very much. You see, actors are so vulnerable in actual sense when it comes to illegality. So we really feel confident that if we start fighting piracy, the actors will be in position to get what they're supposed to get. The management society that is supposed to collect royalties, UFMI is supposed to collect royalties and distribute them to the right people. And actors are part of the stakeholders who are supposed to get the royalties. Right now, UFMI is not doing that. It's not giving out the royalties to the actors because they don't even get it in any way. I believe that the campaign that is started will definitely help to streamline on how the royalties are supposed to be collected, the movie is supposed to be distributed, you know, and also the illegal content that would be moving around definitely will be kind of stopped, which gives the actors, of course, to have now the economic backup and be gain from their talent. That's one. What we've done so far is bringing the actors together, making sure that a team is together to voice out the interests and our challenges. We've done the connection with the different stakeholders, including those that support the industry, like UCC, Ministry of Gender, UNCC, Uganda Film Association, Uganda Film, National Film Council, of course, all the different stakeholders, including our apex body, which is the National Culture Forum. We've done that connection to make sure that already actors now start coming together into the structure and join in the main structure. That's why we are also under the National Culture Forum, and I personally, I sit onto that platform. So a lot is still kind of needed. For example, we've not yet met the different people from the different regions. Like in the northern region, we're supposed to create a chapter in the northern region, which we've not yet done. We're only in the east and the central. Even in the western region, we've not yet connected to have a chapter in the western region, such that we can have now that is a flow of information from the different regions coming to the center and also flowing it back and being positioned now to start the lobbying and advocacy that we want to do with a common voice. But that is the big plan that we have this year.
Okay, thank you so much. I want to thank Elijah from Mbale for joining in. Prince Ronnie, thank you so much. Apoli, New Life, thank you so much. Ronnie Nkalwo, thank you so much. And one of the questions, actually it's not a question, it's a statement. Ronnie Nkalwo says when actors stop acting for passion, the film producers will think about film business. So
I agree.
As the president of the Screen Actors Guild is now around 5 years.
Yeah.
When president of Screen Actors Guild, have you registered to UFMI as a guild for actors?
Not yet.
Okay, do you think it is very necessary for your actors and you as a leader?
Yeah, it is really very much necessary. But usually we say, I'm always with Ronin Karobo onto this, we really need to streamline a lot into the UFMI. A lot is supposed to be streamlined, and then we back it up. Otherwise, if it is not streamlined, it is not playing the role it is supposed to play. It becomes like any other association.
Film Agenda 256 button so kutunulira ensonga zino. Actually, thank you so much for joining in wherever you are. And then someone says, Colin says, listening and watching live from Chisoro. Thank you so much, Western Uganda, for representing. One of the things that we really want to discuss today is the structure and what is really the gap within, because we hear a lot of things happening. At some point, we even ask ourselves, ani aliye mabega wo kutula muchi industry. But now the president of the Screen Actors Guild, I think one of the things that you need to put forward is, what are some of those things that you have actually put before the apex body, the leaders, to consider actors? Because actors in this whole industry, Ronnie says they are acting for passion. I don't know if it's the same with you.
No.
So have you had discussion with National Association of Broadcasters, the apex bodies like National Culture Forum, some of these other bodies like UCC? What are some of the discussions that are in the pipeline to empower all your actor aliyeyo atamanyi bulungi chaliko?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it is really very, very diabolical if act as
what?
very diabolical, like it is almost satanic, if I can say, if you act for passion and you don't consider business. Because film is business in any way, and we want to take it into that direction. I therefore feel that those who are, because we've had a fight, we've had a talk with Runin Kalubo, among others, Tiaba Charles, and the different, even you yourself, you've been part of this,
yeah.
the Producers Guild. We've always been talking about how to make sure that actors are paid, the remuneration
as
that
workers
comes. Exactly.
in that space.
Exactly. They are workers, they're supposed to be paid. We have to sign contracts, but still we have some people who are not considering the contracts. And we say contracting might not mean just money. It doesn't stop at that. But the system itself is built professionally. Any other person who will come probably from out and is intending to hire me and finds me into that system, that I sign a contract to do this business, will see that we are really moving in a professional kind of style. I don't really like people to act for passion. Those who are just coming in, there are of course those who don't know what they're supposed to do, so they're just roaming around like headless chicken, and we need to bring them together, tell them this is business which is supposed to be sustained in any way. And we've had a talk with, we remember in the first place when even the UCC was coming up with the UFF, Uganda Film Festival,
Yes.
and they were not considering giving money, for example. And they think, since it is your passion, if we give you the accolade, you're okay, you can move on. I mean, we've recognized you. And we said, no, that's not enough. We need to see that unless someone benefits something beyond the accolade. And it's a discussion that I'm having now with Icon Awards still. That yes, it is recognizing, it is very good, it shapes the industry and supports it to push it further, but we need to be attaching something that makes someone confident and makes someone be part and partial to the entire system. Yes, so passion is not what we should look at.
Thank you so much for joining Film Agenda 256. Wano ku Film Agenda 256 twagala nnyo okwogera ku film business, strictly film business, helping our business becoming visible and understandable to even the stakeholders first. On my left, I have the CEO, Uganda Federation of Movie Industry. I want to pose a question concerning what he has been telling us. What is that one concern that you have with the Screen Actors Guild? Because I saw your call out in some of the WhatsApp groups encouraging associations to come and join as guilds. But my worry also is these associations that are not actually formed on the grounds of a guild, how do they register as a guild on your side?
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, the president of Screenwriters.
Screen Actors.
Screen Actors Guild. Thank you so much for the good deliberations that you have given. And I'm so hopeful and happy that we are talking about issues of money than talking about passion to act. And this I've been always trying to reckon and say, if we want to make money, we would just keep quiet and work. And there is a message that saturated around sometime. And this guy was like, money doesn't like noise. And if you go to the banks where money is, you will not find music which is banging with a lot of noise. They put on silent music and money begins to work out itself. So I want to appreciate the guilds that have already formed, the associations, and we have passed up, of course, out a message calling for members to register as associations, as guilds, and we want to avoid individual registrations because it's cumbersome to administer. But when there are guilds and associations which have been registered as company limited by guarantee, a member-based company, it is easier to administer and to work together for a common goal and also to voice as one. So, Screen Actors Guild, I want to just appreciate for now that you have done a great work and you have started a right journey, And in this time where UFMI is beginning to streamline and restructure for the benefit of all film actors in Uganda and outside Uganda, we want to do a comprehensive, sustainable, strategic approach of having each and every stakeholder in the film industry gain and fairly be compensated. So we have been, today we were on a virtual Zoom conferencing. The issue is looking at how can actors, the people of related rights, copyright and neighboring rights, how can they gain? How can they be protected? So we are looking at gaining through protection. The laws are put in place not to just talk about them, but to use them to get what we want. You know, film industry is very wealthy. It's very rich if we can only keep quiet and begin to work. So as UFMI, we are coming up with strategies to see that if we come together, associations, guilds come, then we begin to go for corrections, and which we have begun. And this time around, there is hope. You talked about royalties which have never been distributed. We are forming up and we are systemizing the systems. We are automating such that when we reach the time of distribution, no one complains I've not got money. We want whoever has registered their works and whoever has participated in any movie, if it's registered with UFMI and it's on the market being distributed, you are assured of a living. And we want to do something which is equally NSSF. Film actors, you are not employed anywhere, but you have employed yourselves. But UFMI is coming as your NSSF, whereby you retire comfortably, even your children will be sure of this money that you have worked hard. So we are working to see that we make you make money.
Thank you so much. Have you taken a step to meet the Screen Actors Guild to join UFMI?
Well, we put up a call, and we are actually in the process of now in our strategic plan and the action plan, we are preparing a workshop for all stakeholders in the film industry in Uganda, the producers and actors, all of you. We are organizing that workshop, which we want to engage you, and we listen to you, and we draw a way forward for our success.
Okay, for those that are online, thank you so much. Someone called Christmas Barunywa. I am also from the East, but I haven't had the section of Screen Actors Guild here. So that's a role for you to play. And then someone, Promax UG, watching from Kenya, thank you so much for joining in. Aliwa Sadat. Today's sound is clear compared to the last shows. Thank you for that compliment. And then Promax UG says, people behind camera, thank you so much. Big ups. Shami Wings is on. She's saying 28th March, don't miss 10 years of Nalumansi Jacqueline acting experience at Bat Valley Theatre. Yeah, we will be there. Idris, I'm happy to see you here. That's Mayanja Ibra Amis. And then Shami Wing still says today's volume is very loud and clear. Mwebale o kutereza. Okay. Ibrahim Amis says, Mr. Omai, we are tired of propaganda. Twagala sente. But every time royalties, where are they? On that very point, Mr. Omai, you know, UFMI has not started today, even collecting. I have a report, I sometime came across a report of UFMI where they collected around 75 million shillings, and then the former CEO paid, the former paid herself around 15 million shillings a Saturday. and at the end of the day, they never distributed any royalties. So the industry players, even him, just said that they're still looking at how best you're streamlining this. How are you going to encourage filmmakers? Because when you put out a call, it looks like you are actually um, commanding these people to join. Yet I know copyright and royalty and also collect management is a free choice. Someone can join or not, can choose not to join. So how are you going to help these stakeholders bategere eno business gy'oyogerako nti ebayamba? That is one. Number two, also help obuulire ba filmmakers nti what you collect as UFMI, it is royalty. They also need to negotiate their way out as product creators into the mainstream or into the main market. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for.
The question is actually the statement is from Mayanja Ibra. I mean, this is meant only to help us air out issues that are affecting the film sector. Thank you so much, Ibra.
Yeah, thank you, Mayanja Ibra. I know you have been always hearing about royalties, and don't get tired. I want to encourage you that this time around, you are going to see some color of royalties. We are working towards that, and we promise that we shall deliver, because we are trying to restructure and form up the administrative system, which is technical and professional. And we want to see that people who put in their time to create also gain, because we are working together hand in hand with government bodies. We are working closely with URSB, who is our regulator. We are working closely with UCC, who is also in charge of broadcasting, and also copyright is also part of their mandate. So we are working to see that the filmmakers gain. So far, broadcasters have been told to stop broadcasting illegal content. And they have begun to comply. They have begun even to approach us to ask us, how do we go about accessing illegal content? And as UFMI, who is like a mediator, we have also begun to reach out to filmmakers and associations to bring in their catalogs to see that these people have a choice. And that's a way to go, because we want everybody to gain and fairly be compensated and rewarded. So UCC is doing a lot and doing great. URSB is also doing great to see that we put together all these users to see that they compensate the rights holder. So far, many workshops have been prepared, and we are engaging even digital platform users. We want them to see that they pay, for the use of copyrighted materials. And tomorrow, actually, we are in a workshop, which is also hosted by URSB. WIPO representatives will be there, even a RIPO. So the entire group is involved in this thing. And everyone is concerned to see that a creator benefits from their creation. So this time around, we are not doing anything that is sluggish or lazily. We want to work hard. So for UFMI, we have dedicated our time to work day and night to see that this dream come to pass. And I want to promise you, stakeholders or creators, I want to assure you and promise you that you are going to gain from your creations. We have also begun campaigns of sensitization. Even we have gone ahead to create music. You know, people listen through different mediums to understand. We are sensitizing through different mediums. We have created music which we are putting across to pass a message to users, and they also become compliant to pay for royalties. Then we want also to clean the market to make sure there is no pirated work. And that plan is a strategic one. We are launching it in March, and we want to even warn those who are using pirated works, that we are coming for you.
Eh.
We are not going to let, we have to make sure that you comply. If you don't, look for any other business. Thank you.
That's amazing. I think UFMI, since you started coming in as a CEO, you're doing some good work, and we're looking forward to see the results. The other thing is that when you say that you're actually planning to do activations, you heard you say you're using music also, which is also nice for advertisement. Kati muineyo kayimba nsubira mukozeyo akayimba nga tokozesa kibbe tokozesa kibbe fe aba UFMI tuze. Is that the song?
Yeah, we are trying to create something.
Is there a message for the royalty
Yes.
guys?
We are trying to tell people that as you gain, let the artist also gain.
Okay, that's
Such
beautiful.
that we have a fair play game.
Maybe ku nsonga y'emu nga tannaba kuvaayo, UFMI for example, oyogedde ku nsonga ya restructuring. Are you talking about from the board, oba gwe nga omukulembeze technical person ng'osuubira these are the things that you want to come up with, but board is not yet into that line? Because if you don't bring the body together and you the technical people, then you will not streamline anything. Otherwise, a lot in UFMI needs to be cleaned, and that's why but stakeholders abantu badde bagamba nti the producers, the writers, the actors who would look for you, they are not coming to you. Why? Because they think you're not representing their interests. You're not fighting into the direction that they would feel where they are supposed to be looking. So ogenda kikola otya okulaba nti surely ekyo kitereezebwa kibeere nga people no longer feel eyo si eyaffe si gye twagala. Yes, because there is that moment where they even said UFMI shouldn't actually exist. It is representing different interests. It's not a management collecting society. You understand?
Yeah.
And they were told to go back and restructure. Good enough nti omukulembeze owa atembeeta UFMI yagezaako okulaba nti agiyambako.
Yeah, I knew.
Of course URSB.
Yes.
Regulator we. Era ye mukulembeze we ng'agezaako okuyambako okulaba nti how do we support UFMI okugenda mu direction nga ate si kyangu because by registration it's not what they looked at.
I don't know. So, anyway, what do you say about that shortly as I go on to the line?
Shortly, so far we are doing restructuring, not as management, but it is coming also from the board.
The board.
So far, we have done amendments in the MEMATs, so which we have submitted to URSB to review, advise, and guide. And as we prepare towards AGM, which is coming soon in March on 25th, so all these things, stakeholders are coming in to pass them, and they come into action.
So in your process of management restructuring, are you also thinking about changing the chairman of the board or abakolera bulungi?
Well, as management, it's not our role to change the chairman. It's the role of the stakeholders. In the AGM, they will be the one to change the leadership of the board or to maintain it.
Okay.
It will depend on them.
It's Film Agenda 256 brought to you by Connect for Culture Africa and Uganda National Culture Center. We are here to actually talk about the issues in the film industry, review and also analyze the progress. At some point, we are not where we were 7 years ago. So Jambi Live says this is Jambi from Elgon Filmmakers Association. What is required to register, and please clearly outline the benefits and how and when do payments come in. Please, Jambi, clarify to join Screen Actors Guild or the UFMI, because I have two powerful bodies in this studio, so help clarify. Jambi from Elgon, thank you so much for tuning in. Mbale people, we love you so much, and whoever is in that structure and association, you're doing a great job. Elgon, then Mbale Filmmakers Association. We have a gentleman called Collins Why do we have a minimum wage for every film actor who are hired? Why don't we have a minimum wage for every film actor who are hired? Some end up being exploited. This is for Idris.
Yep.
You need to address that. I'll also read Hamis. Hamis says, as a leader, you need to tell us to kulabako, twakulabako nga opepeya neba pirata. Ekyo tukiyite tutya, and how are you going to end this thing? Are you promoting it? This is for you, Mr. Omai. Amis says they saw you at some point moving around with the pirates. At the same time, you were actually here saying tubakunganyiza royalties. Actually, on Amis's point, leads me to my other question. As a leader of the Uganda Film Federation, Uganda Federation of Movie Industries, the issue of the royalties actually is a very sensitive topic to discuss. You are coming in a time when UFMI had actually put a black curtain between the stakeholders and themselves, a time when people had hated UFMI. But I'm happy that I'm seeing even some calls come to me. Ngabambuza UFMI eriruda. I think I have brought around 6 people in 1 week up there. That lady will tell you. Ngabakubuza UFMI eriruda and birthday nonyera isinse. On that note, what if it is okay with UFMI management and also the board, what is entailed in the license? What are those restrictions that you base on, or some guidelines that you give these broadcasters? Because I sent Google Day TV to your office. I don't know if they reached Google Day TV. I sent them to you. They were looking for the UFMI to pay for their license, because UCC had given them a letter to stop broadcasting illegal content. So once they acquire your certificate, do you still follow up on what type of content they are broadcasting? Because I'm looking at it this way, that at some point when abasajja banoonya certificate yamwe ne beesigama ne baga okay, tufunye kati certificate ya UFM
And they can do anything.
katulage. You get? Please enlighten a little about that.
Yeah, thank you so much. When you get a UFMI license, it doesn't give you a
leeway to show anything.
That now go and broadcast every content you come across. Our license has terms and conditions.
Nice.
And it's documented on the same document you are given out. So when you bleach, we say we revoke the license, and we take you on criminal and civil action. So we don't give you a license to go and do your own business at any time. Once you achieve or once you obtain our license, we begin monitoring you. Like you see, UCC also monitors them. When they do anything, it penalizes them and warns. So once you get UFMI license, whether you're a broadcaster, whether whichever category of user, you have to play by the rules. So we always tell them, go use legal content.
So it's an annual license?
It's an annual license. Our annual year begins from January 1st to December 31st.
No.
Now, how are we going to monitor, probably, as we are moving forward?
Before you ask him, because you have questions here.
Yeah, okay.
Omusajja yagambye mumbali tebalaba yoki Screen Actors Guild. And I also know there's one thing that I want you to also help abalabi baffe abalungi. Shami Wings, thank you so much for always actually coming in. Shami Wings, I think we should as Film Agenda 256, we should be buying you data, because okuva sheno bwe yatandika obeerako. Omusajja yagambye they don't see Screen Actors Guild in Eastern Uganda. Ate obaddewo ebbanga ekirala, does your team sit regularly and think about the pains, the worries, and then the exploitations that are going on in the sector as far as the female actors are concerned, and also the male actor.
Okay, thank you very much. As a Screen Actors Guild, actually it is a young organization. I
Maybe
can say.
before actually you add on, you need to also to address why don't actors have a minimum wage?
Yeah, okay. It's a very young organization that started in 2019, and eventually we came to COVID, which closed for almost 2-3 years. Therefore, we couldn't have any operation or any kind of moving forward. So it's a very young organization that needs a lot to be done, and also go outside Kampala in particular, for example. In the East, I already registered a team of Elgon film makers
association.
Yes, it is a group, and I met them at the chambers and told them we are soon coming for the registration and sensitization of the actors to register. One of the challenges that we face most of these things is that there are those who are producers and they are actors, the directors and they are actors. And now when it comes to issues that are really pinching a producer or a director, someone has come as an actor. You understand? So eventually, you fail to talk on which grounds. How are you discussing some of these passionate kind of issues? But in Mbale, I think next week, but one, I'm going to be there, and I will make sure that I meet the Elgon filmmakers or Mbale filmmakers. Those, and then we talk about the registration into the Screen Actors Guild side, that we create the Eastern chapter and we strengthen the chapter. I'm also trying to lobby to get some funds from different supporters like UCC, I think, and some other organizations that I've talked to make sure that we get some funds to go outside to the different and create those different chapters to have a meaningful industry, because it is the biggest, in that sense, actors are the biggest constituency into the film
So how many
industry.
members do you have in your Screen Actors Guild?
I have over 1,820.
That is money. So people subscribe with a fee.
Yeah.
So kati ezo sente tezisobola kuyambako okola activations.
That was then, and Zakola.
D.
Well, I remember we had workshops even here at UNCC. We had workshops and
The President Screen
things.
Actors Guild atandise okunvuga speed mu show yange this is Film Agenda 256. Waliwo omuntu abuuzizza wano nti okay, exploitation. Address the issue of exploitation.
Okay. When it comes to exploitation, one of the problem is that people are just are getting to the level of appreciating the contracting in particular. Now, what Screen Actors Guild is supposed to do is to monitor, because those members of the guild are supposed to register their contracts with the guild for easy monitoring and supporting them in case of any bleaching. And most of them, you find that they've not even signed the contracts. They're just working on verbal gentleman's agreement. So eventually, that is the problem that will go straight even to FMI at the end of the day. If you don't have a registered contract from this kind of actor who is your member, then also now supporting in case there is anything, it is very problematic. So we need to really streamline that, and there we shall fight exploitation after making sure that people now try to do the due diligence.
Okay, let me help the industry here. How long have you been in office?
Yeah, I've been in office since 4th September
4th September 2024.
2024.
Good. How long have you been in office?
In office, it is since 2019.
So we are hearing more UFMI in just 4 months, and less Screen Actors Guild in the past 3 years. Where is the problem?
Good. Where the problem comes from is that UFMI is supported by URSB at the end of the day.
Does URSB give you money?
Not at all.
I've been actually part of those kind of workshops, engagements, where URSB is putting up a workshop on behalf of UFMI.
That have also.
So mucholo kwanti bwe batembeeta and Screen Actors Guild yetembeeta, it becomes a bit hard for them okuba nti bakikola. Even tajja kugamba nti workshop iyo neeriwo nti bo be bagifundinze 100%.
Yeah,
So
but again, I want to look at it this way. UFMI registers members on a fee, isn't it?
Yes.
Good. The same thing with the actors. Guild. UFMI, I don't know how many members you have right now.
Right now, over 1,000.
And you just mentioned that you also have 1,000. So how much is membership to join a film guild, Actors Guild?
It is 50.
50,000 a year.
Yeah.
Good. And you give them an ID.
Yeah, they're supposed to get
So around, if you have those members that are active, why don't you, because I look at it as an opportunity for actors to actually lean on the Screen Actors Guild to defend their rights, promote their benefits. And since you have members, are you playing the role of encouraging them to pay subscription?
Yeah, actually, initially in the first year, in 2019, they were not paying.
Yeah, I remember it was free.
Yes, it was very free to make sure that we bring people on board. Then subsequently, we can introduce the idea of subscription. Yeah, so majority of them joined without paying any single penny, but to make sure that we get together and then we start now collaborating with the different stakeholders to support this organization to grow. And it's where we are facing now. That's the problem that we have, that we don't have those funds. It's because people joined freely. And now we want to starting this year, want to really start that serious kind of campaign in the different regions. I'm connecting with the Western, for example, Western Uganda Film Producers Association to support us that side. And then now when we get to Mbale to talk with Elegons, and also I have another MFL from Jinja. And also we have that kind of collaboration for people to start registering with at least a small fee. 50 is really small for a full year. And then there we can start onto the professionalism that is supposed to be within the organization.
All right, it's Film Agenda 256 and I'm your host Musinguzi Godfrey. Let it be recorded and written. Abantu babiri benina mu office be balina sente zammwe. Idris alemeza ba actors mu bwavu.
No.
Let it be recorded, written and archived. Idris since 2019 alemeza ba actors mu bwavu because akugambye they are beginning this year seriously.
Yeah.
The gentleman on my left has been in office for only 4 months, but we are beginning to feel there is change. Oshegera nti wabadde blackmail nedda Idris oyina membership, you've not even walked to UFMI to work with you, or UFMI has not worked. So
but I already said how we were looking at streamlining UFMI to do what they are supposed to do. Initially, even the registration.
I want to ask you something. Have you gone to their office to ask them how they are empowering the actors?
Then how do you go to illegality? I mean,
maybe to ease this. This is actually my first time to meet Mr. Idris.
Thank God for Film Agenda 256.
I heard about you. I think you had some issues with I don't know whether you are among the people who were arrested and taken to Entebbe. Were you?
No, I was just supporting those who were arrested.
Yes,
actually, it's what we did as Actors Guild.
UFMI came in to support, to see that the people who were arrested, actually we wrote a letter that supported your release. And it is good that we work together.
And that's what the guild is supposed to do, actually.
We supported them as members. And actually, this is my first time to encounter the physical meeting, which I want to extend my invitation that maybe tomorrow, create some time, or maybe next week. Okay, tomorrow we have a workshop. You can create time and you come and we have a talk, because we are chartering a way forward to see that UFMI gives everyone their money. And this issue, let's talk about money. Let's forget about other things. We talk about money, we follow money.
Actually, my call is one, and my mission as a film proprietor and the host of Film Agenda 256, that the film industry players can come together without even government. Because if we organize ourselves, join our hands together, I am sure government will have a table for us to discuss.
And actually, for me, one of the things that I usually call for whenever I meet different actors and different players, I usually tell them that Screen Actors Guild is ours. So feel free to come in. If you think there is something that is not worked on properly and we need to streamline it, then feel free to come and say, hey, Idris, there is something we really need to clean.
But also here, as the presenter, I want to encourage you and also push you. Idris, put more effort in protecting, fighting for the actors.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to do that because actors out there are really, we have producers that don't believe there's need to pay actors.
Yeah.
Someone here is saying, Prince Ronnie says, but why do some producers use actors for free, telling them that we are helping you to put you on screen without even 200 shillings. Guys, it is very wrong. It is very wrong. Hear it from Fema Janet 56. No one is helping you. Actually, this is a product. You two people are coming together to produce a product which is going to be sold in the market. Always have terms and conditions applied. Agree on the terms of payment as actors. If you agree that, yes, let me use this project for promotion, let it be also written down.
Exactly.
But no one should tell you that it's helping you. You are actually giving in your neighboring rights to someone forever without an agreement. So, Idris, you'll address that.
Yeah, and it
then,
goes back to those who are acting for passion.
Yes.
So people tend to exploit them, and even when you talk to them, for them they think again, when you talk to them. So they want to really be in that position, and it is a sensitizational kind of thing that we need to deliberately look at on how to make sure that actors are sensitized to sign contracts or to demand for those contracts. And also, when it comes to some of the stakeholders, for example, a movie is going to be registered with the UFMI, is going to be aired on a TV. Let us come up with a system demanding at least those contracts of some of the actors, especially the lead of the the lead of the movie.
Okay.
Listening about those contracts, that will help us now to start supporting them.
Okay, shortly, I just want each one of you to tell us, how do you plan to professionalize the industry in your sector, in your leadership organizations, as we go to the online viewers who are very interactive on the platform? How do you plan to professionalize the industry after the whole mess? I love the fact that you came up and said, let's stop talking, let's work.
Yeah. One step so far we are taking, of course, every step we are taking is strategic and intentional. So far we have begun to automate the system of registration for membership, the system for applications for licenses, and the system for royalty collection and distribution. We are automating. That is one step for professionalism. Then we are also looking at structuring to make groups come, membership groups come together, manage yourselves, but register with UFMI, declare your works with UFMI. We have also gone to another level of users, looking at a one-stop center where they can refer or they can come to know which film do I need, the catalogs which we want to look at. We want UFMI to be a one-stop center, and UFMI refers the owners of works and connects with the users. And another thing, we are looking at these actors who have been exploited some time back. We don't want them to again be exploited. We are putting up rules and regulations in UFMI to see that every player is well compensated and earns sustainably. So we are going ahead, and I wanted maybe to highlight on the issue of producers and actors. Where do they gain from in terms of royalties? Actors, your royalties are basically in many users, like hotels. Hotels, offices, schools, buses, all that is your money. Then producers, of course, they get mechanical rights, they sell their movies, but they still also gain from royalties, from broadcasters, from libraries, cinemas, like Musinguzi's cinema is going to also pay a license. He has not yet paid, but he's going to pay. He has no problem. That's why we are not coming against him so fast. But we know it's a sure deal, he's paying for this year's license. So many people are going to gain when we professionalize our systems, and we are developing a system of distribution of royalties as we automate, you'll be at home with your smartphone and you just click on the app to check your membership, to check your account. How much have I gotten? So this thing is going to eliminate exploitation of everyone who is involved in the movie industry.
The Screen Actors Guild, how are you planning to professionalize? Because one of the things and the experience that I have in the sector is that there's a lot of lack of professionalism in the sector, be it producers, be it actors. But if we professionalize the actors, I'm sure the producers will fix themselves. I also have questions here, but shortly as you address that.
Okay. As Screen Actors Guild, some of the things that we intend to do to professionalize further is one, having a mass registration. To do the national registration of the actors in the different areas or regions where they are, and making sure that we create chapters in those regions. For example, if you have a chapter, the Eastern chapter, the Northern chapter, the Central chapter, and the Western chapter, I believe that their communication becomes a little bit easier and coordination as well. And we have leaders who are leading the actors in those different chapters. That is one. Then the second thing we have to do, and that's what the plan that we have, is having professional workshops that would sensitize the actors on what their mandate is, what they're supposed to do, what they're supposed to gain, and how it's supposed to be done. So that is also another thing. Then we have collaboration. We are going to be building strong collaborations with the different stakeholders. For example, UFMI, yes. And then also we can talk about UNCC. We can talk about collaborations with the NAB. Those collaborations that are really meaningful.
These other bigger platforms like MultChoice.
Exactly. As actors, to have or to support us, for example, in the different aspects that professionalize our work as actors. And also now look at, for example, if we have the Producers Guild, the Directors Guild, and these are the people that are employing us. So if we have the collaboration with the Producers Guild or the Directors Guild, Rooney's organization, which is
Uganda Film Network.
Yes, Uganda Film Network, and we have those collaborations. I believe that now talking with as organizations makes it more easier and very professional. Talk about contracting, talk about some of this welfare of the actors. There are actors actually who get sick on set and then they are sent home. They have to go look for money and treat them so. We are going to address that. Then lastly, one of the things that we're also looking at is also working on external collaborations. There are some of the embassies that have got the cultural attaches and they are interested using their guilds that are already there, which are really better, more professional, to support us also to have learning exchanges and making sure that we can pull it up.
The other question you didn't address, minimum wage. Why don't actors have a minimum wage?
Thank you. A minimum wage.
Just 2 words.
Thank you. A minimum wage can be reached after a policy.
Okay.
Yeah. Without a policy, if even Ugandans, even the whole country has no minimum wage policy. So
well, we can start it as an industry.
Being a private kind of business, it's not very easy to set it unless a policy is embedded by the government.
It's actually easy. I think if we work together as organizations, now like by the time UFMI comes up with a fixed price for license, there's room for you to work with NAB,
monopoly.
No, I'm giving, because it's the only UFMI around.
Exactly.
Yes. So, and you are allowed to come up with one.
If you are, because you are not an employer, you are an employee.
Okay, this is what I want to help.
You can't easily come up with a policy.
I think there is need for us to have dialogue with producers and the market.
Maybe.
Yes, so that we begin something, because if we don't do that, the actors are still struggling a lot. Because recently, I don't know, as the president of Screen Actors Guild, you are aware that the Parliament passed the Occupational Safety and Healthy Act into law, and that you can actually base on it together with UFMI to make sure that these actors have these requirements on set or whoever is hiring them. Are they safe at their occupational space? Are they healthy conscious? Is the space healthy enough for them to operate, because this is now in the law. We are even calling upon the Ministry of Gender to pull up that law and begin to work with it, because it's something that we can actually build a statement on.
It can surely work, but you need to have a very strong government backup, because, for example, an incident happened in Nigeria when they were shooting on a river, and of course the boat overturned.
Yes, I
Yeah,
know
and
that.
many
And
of
one
them died.
actor died. Yes.
Yes, and the government, because the Actors Guild in Nigeria is very strong, backed up by the government, definitely they banned every activity without protection.
Good. I want to ask you: is our Screen Actors Guild not backed up by government?
The entire business, the film industry,
No,
I can say,
Actors Guild, because
it's not
registered.
Yeah, it's registered,
registered.
but that does not back you up to do
Is it
your
not
operations.
strong enough to dialogue with government for support in that
You
line?
can start the dialogue, but are they interested in the dialogue? still?
Number three, do you want to tell me that anything put in law is not government supporting enough?
Yeah, there are laws
Because
that are passed for formality. I mean, there are those.
No. I don't agree with that, because if you go to courts of law, you pick up that law, you put up a case.
I will give you a case in point. UFMI was disbanded by courts of law.
It was.
And URSB stood firmly and said, no, we shouldn't do that. We can move it forward.
I don't agree. I don't know about that, but one of the things, I'm about the Screen Actors Guild.
Yes.
They have passed the occupational healthy and the occupational health safety. It is Occupational Safety and Health Act into law just 2 weeks back. Can't you get that law, look at it, how best the Screen Actors
can use
Guild
it,
work with it to protect these actors?
Yeah,
Because I believe if you went to shoot on the lake and the same thing happened to Ugandan actors, government will still come up and put those restrictions.
they will actually, that's when they can come up strongly.
No, it's
but before it happens and you come and say, we need to pass this, we need to do this, in most cases they'll be reluctant. But however, I take it that we need to start on something.
I put it, like I said, let it be recorded and stated that Idris Yarumia abazanyi obwavu.
No, I'm not the government.
The other question that is coming on, the other question coming in from Jimby Live. This is okay. He said, no, not him. He said, Serunjoji, thank you so much for joining. Serunjoji Gerard is the president Uganda Producers Association. Neon says that no. Prince Ronnie says, Mr. Idris, is it good for we, the young actors, to act for business or passion? And what are the challenges do young actors get in the film industry which led them to give up? You'll answer in a bit. Uganda is still a raw ground for film. How can we create collaborations in finding great stories, connect them with the best resources, and push at least a mega story every year? That is Neon suggesting. Ronnie Nkalwa says, a lot of talk, now walk. I think to both of you, there's a lot of talking, let's walk. Serunjoji says, Mr. Douglas, toko ye ba actors bumulu we invest in them a lot. Naye banji basima bafuse ba producers
bamaliriza bafuse ba producers
bamaliza basima bafuse ba producer. Okay, they invest in actors a lot, and then when they try to become producers, that's when they say, mwenga mwali mukola omulimu ogw'amaanyi. That is Jared Serunjoji. And then character, that is character film makeup and costume and hair exhibition, which is happening in May 24th to 25th at Serena Hotel, says we should reduce on the number of associations, have one body to represent us. Till then, we are forever divided, and that's what they want. Maybe to help that on that, associations is okay. We can have as many associations as we can, but guilds should be activated. Guilds should be activated. Guilds should be activated. Sadat says to Lubega, he says Actors Guild is in the East, which is not true. He said he had met people in the East,
Yeah.
and they're coming back to register. Neon again says, how do we take advantage of this body to create international markets? How do we market our films to the rest of the continent and the world at large? I think this goes to UFMI, because UFMI talked about bring in your catalogs and let's be able to display them for these exhibitors that are looking for content. Then Colin says Ugandans are capable of competing with others on the international market. Yeah, we've witnessed that. Kamako Ogera, I am the chairman of the Oscars committee right here in Uganda. We've seen Uganda compete globally in the Amars. We've seen Uganda compete in the American Film Awards, so many film festivals, and they are doing great. What strategies do you have to link us to the international market? That is question goes to both actors and UFMI. Shami Wings, Mr. Msinguzi omuliro okuma gwachi nsonyiwa. Shami Wings, you wrote a letter kyali kikujjako ki okwetuukira oba sitegedde Amis gwagamba. You wrote a letter kyali kikujjako ki okwetuukira. Ronin Calvo says, what makes a person qualify as an actor? What are the requirements? Does one put in front of my camera become an actor? Does one I put in front of my camera? I think that will be the step. So he says, what makes a person qualify as an actor? What are the requirements? Does everyone I put in front of my camera become an actor? Christmas Balunywa, I am going to run for president, Screen Actors Guild, Uganda.
Okay.
Prince says, but Ugandan filmmakers should work together. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. Those that are online, thank you. I really appreciate Neon, Colin, Shami Wings, Ibra, Ronin Kalubo, Gerard Serunjoji, Balunywa, and Prince. So much. You are making this show. Jabi Live, thank you so much. You're making this show live. I want you to take on 1 minute to answer those questions, and then I'll take you to something very, very interesting where Uganda, I think Malchoice, DSTV, wrote to UCC complaining about the substandard content that is being broadcasted everywhere, duplication, and UCC is not doing anything. Surprisingly, UCC writes to Uganda Standard Bureau of Standards. Interesting. We are bringing you that story. So take on those questions.
Yeah, thank you very much. Ronin Carver, I think, asked a very, very great kind of question. One, what makes someone to be an actor is that person coming out feeling the talent in him or her and join one of the organizations, one of the groups, and has the passion and has the talent and starts acting. That qualifies you to be an actor. But what makes you to be part of the Screen Actors Guild, there are steps. You have to register, you have to declare what you've done. If you've not done anything, then we need to know why do you think that you need to come in to be part, because for us we're going to classify you, make you either A, B, C, depending on their level of experience. So at the end of the day, that gives us the cream, gives us the best, and gives us those who are just learning. So acting does not have that kind of qualification that probably you have to have this degree or a diploma or this to become an actor. But so long as you have the talent and you join them and then you start attaining those skills, then you become an actor. But becoming part of the Screen Actors Guild gives you their steps that you have to follow. As he has said, the registration, of course, you have to register, and registration is 50,000, and you will get an ID. You have a form that you fill, and you have those who will kind of the guarantors. If you're part of, for example, UFN, then the president of that organization or the chairman or the director of where you come from must sign on that form. because being part of the Screen Actors Guild does not make you be away from the other association where you've been belonging. So that very chairman or the president or whoever signs onto that form to acknowledge that you've joined acting. Sorry, you've joined the Screen Actors Guild. Then actors, the young actors, the challenge is that young actors come with a passion. They don't see it as a job.
But we all begin with passion.
Yes, they come with passion, and eventually, because sometimes passion kills you if you're not motivated and you don't reach a certain level where you think you want to be like Idris, the best actor of the country 2024, and you don't know where I've come from. For example, how long I've been acting, and then for you want to become me in the next 1 year. So eventually, if you don't reach that level, there is a way abamu babeera nga atandise n'okuyigayigamu okuzannya n'afumbirwa ne bamujja mu firimu. Ono atandise okuyigamu okuzannya n'agenda mu kiranga wano yali akuumiddewo bukuumizi.
Kyekyo kye nagambye olumizza abazannyi obwavu ndi omu ku bo.
Okay, ngenda kutereeza. Then actors, tulinawo embeera embi oluusi ba actors, ba producers abamu ze bakola ne ba directors. Abazannyi bano ne balumizibwa nnyo. Kati omuzannyi bw'afunamu akangubanguba, bambi n'atandikawo akabiina ke wali, because tewaliiwo nawo, tewaliwo professional oba tewaliwo tteeka limukugira kutandikawo kabiina ke wali. N'atandikawo akabiina, kati that's when watandika oku-appreciating nti nga director babadde ku buzibu bw'amaanyi. Yeah, something like that.
Thank you so much. Yes, take on 2 minutes and then we will be closing in a few.
Yeah, thank you so much, our listeners and viewers. As UFMI, we are we are taking a step of engaging our international partners like WIPO, UNESCO, and UFMI is a member of AGICOA, which is an association of collecting management organizations which promote and market also for works of producers. And we are also a founding member of GAVA. GAVA is a global audiovisual association whereby we are members, and today I was talking to the president of GAVA, who is seated in Geneva, and we are initiating a talk to see that they support us. So we want to look for resources, expertise, and some good funding that can support the industry for growth and development. And especially we are looking at sustainability.
Thank you so much. I love that. September 12th to 14th, 2025, we'll be hosting the 4th edition of the Film and Culture Market. And we want UFMI to buy a booth, specifically brand it, and be ready to talk to filmmakers. Same with September 12th to 14th, right here. It's going to be the 4th edition. The Film and Culture Market is strictly aiming at promoting and marketing Ugandan products. I'll be finishing in the next 7 minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Choice complains to UCC. On the 13th of February, UCC writes to Uganda National Bureau of Standards. Why is Mark Choice complaining? Mark Choice is saying, fe abantu abayina obuvunanyizibwa n'okukkirizibwa kwonna oba rights okulaga super sports. Naye ate tulabayo bu digital platforms obulala oba bu decoders obulaga era super sport. Dwaki mu Uganda jechi? I am so happy that Malchoice has seen the illegality of business as far as content is concerned, as far as broadcasting is concerned. But surprisingly, UCC took a very pilot speed action to react. So let me read you a letter, and I want your views in the next few minutes. The Executive Director, Uganda National Bureau of Standards, this is UCC writing to National Bureau of Standards. Reference is made illegal importation, sale and installation of internet streaming devices. Reference is made to a complaint from Malchoice Uganda Limited to the Uganda Communications Commission to the above subject matter. In the complaint, Malchoice alleged that numerous entities in Uganda are involved in the importation, sale, and utilization of illegal internet streaming devices, decoders to broadcast SuperSport, and being channels in violation of the Malchoice broadcasting rights and copyright in the country. Malchoice further informed the Commission that the continued existence of the devices has negatively affected their operations and sales in Uganda. The Commission is in accordance with its mandate under Section 5, subsection 1J of the Uganda Communications Act, Chapter 103, undertook an investigation into the said allegation, and its preliminary findings confirm the following. 1. From the license and copyrights documents, Malchoice Uganda has exclusive rights to broadcast SuperSport channels on only DSTV decoders that are being subscribed to monthly in Uganda jurisdiction. 2. There are numerous types and brands of illegal streaming devices in the market that are near UCC. Favor filmmaker nganafe tukugambye, there are illegal platforms broadcasting illegal content on the digital platforms. Actually, mugaba nempewe. Naye Malchoice sebo, one entity evuddeyo ne complaining, and then you reacted so fast. What is your take on that?
Yeah, I think the illegality in Uganda is somehow legal at the end of the day. So wesanga balabanga kiri kye kikulu ennyo in that sense. I think I remember last year when a team sat together ne bavaayo ne engeri gye to supporting onto the revenue on the GDP, but they did not even consider that. But I think as we move forward, engaging them further, maybe bajagenda bakyuka.
Oh, what's your take?
Well, why? Quick reaction. Of course, there's been a talk here and there when the artists voice up. There's been a talk which says they are disorganized. And when an organization or like Malchoice come in to talk, they run fast.
They run fast.
So why are they doing that? The industry is so rich than even Malchoice. But the issue is to get organized such that we speak as one.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Next Wednesday, I'll be hosting Brian Murondo from Malchoice Uganda, or DSTV in Uganda, who is the head of marketing, local content market here in Uganda. And surprisingly, I want us to talk about those things. Why Malchoice Uganda can't combine hands with UFMI, Screen Actors Guild, Screen Producers Guild, and then we see that we streamline the industry to become a professional body. My name is Godfrey Msenguzi, the host of Film Agenda 256. Please share, love, and we are seeking out for whoever wants to be part of us. Please contact us. Send us an email. You can call us on 0704 27 6663 for sponsorship. We can pass your advert through our show, and I want to do a shout out to the team behind the cameras, the technical team. Thank you so much. Big up for the good work, and my guests, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Akalowozo, before I leave you guys, all institutions and stakeholders or governors and managers in leadership positions that at some point you are attached to the creative sector, please stop frustrating the business of creatives. Stop frustrating the business of creatives. The other thing I also want to still say, thank you so much, Uganda Parliamentary Forum for Creative Industries, for coming up to review the policy. It's amazing. It's amazing. We are looking forward at some point the Uganda film industry, together with the other creative industries, we are going to enjoy this business in the next few months to come or years to come. And big up to everyone that has been part of this show. Thank you. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. We love you so much. We are rocked on Film Agenda 256 Shout out to Connect for Culture Africa. We want to say thank you so much for the support. Uganda National Culture Center, thank you so much for the support. And we want to call upon other agencies. Please come, because we want to make this show a ballistic show. Love you so much. It's Musinguzi Godfrey, the host, film agenda.
Serunya Anes Kaddu.
eno program bagiyita film agenda 256
Enganze nnyo.
Sawa 2 buli lwakusatu.
wano teri kuvaawo beera wano
Nange kwendi.